thing that I underestimated the most with the reciprocity project is just how long it would actually take. Not in the sense of building it. It still takes a longer time than I thought to build the platform itself. It just takes a lot of time. There's lots of work. And if I would have generalized from my own experiences from programming, I would have realized, man, it takes a lot of work, and it doesn't matter how good you are at developing. There's always issues and mistakes and bugs and all that kind of stuff that comes up. And not only a lot of time, but a lot of money. And that should have been really obvious to me. But even as somebody that has pretty good experience with it, I was sort of wrapped up in, almost in the delusion of how quickly this would actually get done. And there is just a lot of silly hype about this kind of stuff that I think is just wrong in terms of startups. And you can't pay attention to any of that sort of startup crap. The other thing that I underestimated is the number and who would actually believe in it and use the platform. It's far different than you thought it is. It's none of the people, when you create something, the people that are actually going to believe in it, it's going to be none of the people that you know. And that is like the toughest thing I find, where, maybe it's just because I'm an academic and this is kind of like a weird thing, but nobody in my immediate vicinity actually believes in it. And, has reached out and said, hey, can I use, do research, use it as something for my research or whatever, which is nuts because that's what I built it for. To do the forward-facing, help make our research better and easier, and then B, do the sort of back-end stuff to do A/B experiments on it. I mean, it's been nuts. And the funny thing is like, I'll see, every once in a while, I'll see people doing something similar. And I'm like, why wouldn't you just reach out? But, that's the thing that's interesting with all of this, is you just don't expect who would be interested in it. And, you completely overestimate a lot of stuff. And it's actually good because then you sort of frame, a lot of things, a lot of priorities in your life when you do something like this, because then you realize, like, man, it is just up to me and nobody does care. So I do have to just do it myself, and I have to ignore everybody else and just keep going with it. So there's like two things, and especially I think maybe I'm getting a little bit more respect for it now, but I don't know. Maybe it's just in my head, because less people still don't believe in it. But here's the thing. The cool thing is you, when you do something like this, you meet a whole bunch of other people that do believe in it that you would never think ever existed. And, they come out from all different areas, and, that they actually do care about it. And part of that has to do with the internet. I think that reaches, it finds people, or they find it that you would never expect. And I think that is a really cool thing, that some people actually use it, that I would never expect. And, some people actually like all of these messages that I send out. So every week, we're doing development on the platform. Right now, what we're doing is doing some back-end stuff. There were some issues with getting a new server up and running, and it just didn't work properly. So what had happened, we, sort of migrated everything to a new server, and so worked out the kinks, which took a month, then put it on the internet, and there was a whole bunch of kinks that we didn't expect. And then now we had to put it onto another test server again and are doing tests. And, it's been another month. So, to give you realistic expectations, anything that you're thinking about takes months and months and months to do. Even adding little features and things like that takes months to do. It's just amazing, to be honest. It's just amazing in terms of who participates and what actually happens within the process. And I want you to sort of realize that if you ever do anything like this, just know that your expectations are going to be recalibrated very severely, where you're not going to sort of believe, or you're going to look back and you're going to say, wait a minute, this is totally different than what I thought what was going to happen, and completely different. For me, my expectation was a lot of people much closer to me would log on and, actually just try it. But nobody does. And, that was my expectation. So what I've realized is, you cannot listen to what people say. You have to look at what their actions are. And these are really hard lessons to learn, but they're so vitally important that you really cannot listen to what people say at all. And you have to realize that they don't care, and just keep going with that. Know that it's up to you to do something and to actually build it out if you're doing any particular, whether it's an entrepreneurial venture or something different. Man, it is crazy. And so actually it's made me harder, and I care less about a lot more people. A lot. And so what I've learned is, I've learned to be a lot harder, and I've learned to be a lot more and just not believe other people. And so these are really good lessons, right? They're very, very good lessons to learn, to realize that, there's just a lot of BS in this, in most people's language. And as you learn that, then you know that, hey, you can do this yourself and you can get around this. It's like, okay, so I'm exercising early in the morning. People say that they exercise. I never see anybody out here. There's never anybody up here. So you have to realize that it's just a load of BS when people say things, and you have to have that inner strength to keep going, and be okay with it. And as you're doing that, you realize that that the rest of the world, you can do this without the rest of the world. It's harder, obviously, but that's what actual real life is, when you are standing up and doing it yourself, regardless of what's actually happening. You never wait on other people to help you lose weight or to save money or any of those kind of things that are difficult to do, because it's never going to happen. You have to simply just do it. And I'm fortunate enough that I have an amazing wife that has been there for me, allowing me to do this. I wouldn't say it's necessarily supportive, but she allows me to do this kind of stuff, which is good. And just having that sort of allowance is powerful. So I just want to say, just keep going with it. If you're doing anything, don't pay attention to what the outside world is telling you. Nobody really cares in the end, and you just have to do it yourself and have that confidence to actually do it yourself. You don't need a heck of a lot of people anyways to give you encouragement to be there to help you out. You could just do it and have that inner strength. You can be the rock yourself, and you'll find great people along the way that are going to be very intermittent. Everybody is very intermittent. They come and go. But that's okay. That's their life. This is your life. And you become okay with that. So I just want you to remember that. All right. Take care. And keep on going. Keep on trucking. And don't let other people pull you down. All right. Take care. And have a wonderful day.